If you are a woman with ADHD and you live in a constant state of overwhelm, listen up. Because today I'm going to share 3 cheat codes to help you get out of ADHD overwhelm without adding a ton of stuff or complexity to your life. So if this sounds good to you, you're in the right place. If you're new here, I'm Tiff, a neuroscience professor with a PhD, an ADHD, and a mom of 2, and I am on a mission to help women with ADHD go from overwhelmed, scattered, unmotivated to empowered, energetic, confident, and truly thriving so that you can build a life you love in harmony with your brain. That's what we do here on this channel, and we dive even deeper with the amazing women in the ADHD Success Lab. More info on that if you want to book a free call to learn more in the description. But let's dive in. Now, these cheat codes are not the same hacks or tips or tricks that you hear all the time. Like, I love a good hack as much as the next person, but often these will only scratch the surface of the problem. They will only help with a specific problem, or they will require you to executive function like a neurotypical person, which if you have ADHD is by definition not actually possible, and also okay, by the way. The real progress comes when you finally understand what you want and what actions are actually going to help you get closer. And number 3 is my favorite, so stick around. Number 1 is energy management. Energy is truly everything when you have ADHD, and there is no shortage of things that demand your energy and attention and drain you. And if you're a people-pleasing woman with ADHD who might also struggle with boundaries and time management, it is quite likely that this is you. This was me. This is something I still have to fight against as a recovering people pleaser. And to put it simply, the best way to gain back energy and get the most bang for your buck here is to do 2 things. The first one is to identify the things that you do and the people you interact with that drain your energy and do less. You can start with things that are easy to say no to, people who are easier to not be around, and work your way up from there. This will save you massive amounts of energy and may even gain you some energy. The second one is one that everyone misses, and it is to either add more of or be more present for the things in your life that are already happening that gain you energy. Who do you like to be around that you really look forward to being around that makes you feel energized? What do you do that makes you feel energized? For me, these are things like pickleball, board games, snuggling my kids, interacting with ADHD women. Like, all of these things give me energy that I can then use anywhere in my life that I need to. And so in the ADHD Success Lab, we use an energy audit to identify both our drains and why they drain us, and our gains and why they gain us energy, and then develop some strategies to subtract the drains and add more gains. If you want to do this for yourself, I have a link to an energy audit in the description that you can get completely for free. And there are 2 really important keys here. The first is to make sure that you schedule mandatory time for fun and recovery. Often, those are the things that get shoved aside. I'm so guilty of this with sleep. But these are the things that get pushed aside when other things creep in. Problem is, if you find that you don't have energy or motivation to do things, if you don't recover or have fun so that you gain back some of your energy, you're going to have even less motivation to do the thing. And that's going to make you less productive, which will make you feel ashamed, which will exhaust you even more, which will make you less productive, and you end up spiraling downward in a never-ending spiral till you hit burnout. I don't want that for you. Whereas if you just build in time for fun and recovery, you will be able to operate at a higher level all day in all areas of your life. So not only is it more fun and will make you happier and healthier, but it will also make you more productive. So this is a win-win, but for some reason it can feel selfish to take the time to rest or to recover or to have fun if we haven't been productive. Which brings me to the second thing to look out for. Make sure that rest is not a reward for productivity. We often treat rest and fun like dessert, and productivity like the vegetables we have to eat first before we can have dessert. This is completely backwards. We actually need to make the rest, recovery, and fun mandatory so that we can be productive, and also because it is good for us. It is a need. So, mandatory time unrelated to whether or not you are productive. And again, energy audit linked in the description below if you want to do this for yourself. Even if you know your energy drains and gains, if you don't actually know what you want, you can't go get it. And so this brings us to number 2, which is get clarity. What does your life without constant ADHD overwhelm look like? What do you want it to look like? Not what are other people telling you it should look like? Not what will it be if you're attending to everyone else's needs, but like, what do you actually want your life to look and feel and be like. If you don't know what direction you're going to go in, you'll go in some direction that someone else chooses, and it will not be your direction. And when you're out of alignment with your needs and values, that is when you are overwhelmed and exhausted. And this is how so many of us get stuck in a cycle of fixing instead of building toward the life we want. When we know where we're going, we can build a happy life. If we don't, we assume that the reason we're unhappy or not where we want to be is because of something wrong with us. When in reality, we're just not heading in the right direction. But the truth is that even if you know exactly where you want to go and you've got some energy to get you there, you might still find that you're stuck. And this is why I think number 3 is the most important thing, and that is to get help. All the time, I speak to women who know that things need to change. And it makes sense. If you ask yourself, what has your ADHD cost you? How much time of your life have you spent being miserable? Or how has it affected your relationships? It can actually be kind of an upsetting question. And I've talked to so many women, and this was me just a couple of years ago, who just haven't been able to do the thing that they know that they need to do, that they know that they even really want to do. And some of that is because asking for help or admitting that you need help with something can come with a lot of shame, especially if you're someone that tries to appear like they have it together all the time. This can be even harder if you are someone who has tried and failed to make changes in the past to invest in yourself because you feel like maybe I'm just throwing this money or opportunity out the window. And it can also just feel really selfish to invest our time or our energy or our money in ourselves. But it's not selfish, because I can tell you that when I was at the rock bottom of burnout, I was not showing up for the people in my life that needed me at work or at home. My health was suffering. My mental health was suffering. I wasn't taking care of myself either. In a way, sometimes I feel lucky that it got bad enough that I realized I have no choice. My life and caring for the people that I love is priceless. And I'm just going to have to figure out how to do this. And I guess it's going to require asking for help. And that's when I joined a group coaching program and I started therapy, and I admitted to my husband just how bad of a state that I was in. And I'm lucky that he was like, you've got to do what you've got to do because I want you to be happy, which makes me a little bit emotional when I think about how scared I was to admit how much I was struggling and how much he just showed up for me without even a question. Like, I wish I had done that sooner. But what I realized is that when I was all in on helping myself, but also had the support of someone else who was all in to help me get there, that success and improvement just becomes basically inevitable compared to when you're trying to just raw dog it on your own, figuring out how and not having anyone to support you along the way. And it just vastly shrinks down the amount of time that you spend trying to figure out your own path out of whatever hole you might be in. And I hope it's not as deep as mine, because that sucked and took me a long time, which is why I do this. But I'm also here to tell you that if you are in a deep, dark hole of burnout, it is possible to get yourself out. And I hope that that gives you hope. If you're watching this video, that means that you are doing the thing and you are showing up to figure it out. And I hope that you will take one small action as a result of this video. And I just want to share with you these quotes from Genevieve and Heather's 8-week survey that they did in the ADHD Success Lab, not to advertise the program, but to show you the power of investing in you, however you might choose to do that. But reading these makes me a little bit emotional because you can really see how they went from sort of hopeless to completely empowered and just like knowing they can build a life that they love. And that is the thing that keeps me going every single day, is trying to help more women feel like that. And so I share these quotes with you just because I want you to see what's possible for you if you invest in yourself in some way, shape, or form and get the support you need. Paid, unpaid, professional, personal, whatever that looks like. But this is truly the secret sauce that will help you transform. And it's something so many of us as women with ADHD are reluctant to ask for or go find. And so I urge you to do it sooner rather than later, because at the end of the day, you only get one life and I want to see you live it. And if you want to hear some really specific strategies for getting the hang of your to-do list and your schedule, watch this video next. You got this.